trying to look casual like you know what you're doing.
I do know what I'm doing.
Good. Tell your face.
If you work in the CIA, you end up having to deal with a lot of unsavory characters. And so the first part of the scene, which I actually directed this episode also, was really about kind of establishing Tony's world before we even meet him.
Bringing John into this world that he is so unfamiliar with, and he is so uncomfortable here, and John really does a great job selling that. His skin is crawling. This is against everything that Jack Ryan stands for. And in contrast to that, you have James Greer and the younger CIA case officer behind him. This is business as usual for them.
You know, the reality is that, you know, if you're a CIA guy and you're trying to track down someone who is in the refugee smuggling business, you're not going to find a reputable guy to do that.
He's the man I told you about?
I'm Tony.
Jim, this is Jack.
My pleasure.
I think it's very important here what John did, because it shows how different he is from the other people. And that's another subtle thing which John did and Carlton took advantage of, that shaking of the leg there, just to show how uncomfortable he is in this environment.
Yeah, I know the people who run the smuggling out of the camps. They meet a lot of young women. Some of these women come to work for me to make money for their futures.
Well, of course, we'll pay you for the information.
This is also a very research-based thing, that money goes a long way in solving a lot of these problems. People aren't making these decisions out of altruism. Money talks and gets things done in these kinds of investigations.
Greer probably doesn't like this guy any more than Jack does, but he's a lot better at hiding it. He knows that there's a bigger mission and there's a bigger goal at hand. And if they want to achieve what they came here to achieve, you're going to have to kind of set your morals aside. And Jack hasn't learned that lesson yet.
It's just part of Jack's education. It's part of him really coming of age as an operative, and it's also about Jack really learning that being an operative is really different than being an analyst, and that there are costs involved and tough choices that you have to make.